Man, after a very, very long period of time without any real substantive Marvel news, it is coming out hot and heavy. So we finally have an update about the Blade movie. Yeah, the Blade movie is still coming out, I guess, potentially phase 6 now. Are we planning that far into the future? Who actually cares at this point in time? Because I'm hearing conflicting reports. I'm hearing a lot of stuff, but then again, some of it bad. Most of it's actually bad, but a lot of it's kind of looking up. Maybe Marvel, okay, stop me if you've heard this before, has actually found a way to course correct. I know, right? People having a generally favorable opinion of the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, with it being relatively free of any sort of modern day Marvelisms. You might have something there, guys. You might be able to resuscitate a flagging genre that you created yourself, fixing problems that you brought upon yourself. It's crazy, but let's talk about this Blade movie, right? Mahershala Ali is still, at least right now, associated with the project, even though you've probably heard a couple of different things throughout the past few months that he was with the project and then gone from the project. He was fed up with the current producer. Oh, he was having problems with the director, but who's the director? When's it coming out? It's supposed to slot in at the end of 2025, but now it's being bumped to 2026 if they can get Spider-Man 4 off the ground. It's kind of a crazy time, right? The new Blade movie is one of the most anticipated entries in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, them biting off of an established IP that they didn't create for themselves, because the only reason that this is anticipated is because of the good work that Wesley Snipes did in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, come on, man. Wesley Snipes famously played Eric Brooks in 3 Blade movies. Yeah, that started in 98. And when did Trinity come out? Yeah, finishing with 2004 flop Blade Trinity. Hey, come on. It's not that bad. Years later, at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige made the surprise announcement that the MCU Blade reboot was in development. 2019, that was announced. But according to that one MCU book, okay, all the bad decisions were made by Bob Chapek at the start of the streaming boom. The last time I checked, 2019 was before 2020. Mahershala Ali will play Marvel's A Daywalker in the MCU timeline, and the new Blade movie will be a total revamp of the franchise without Wesley Snipes. Boo! Boo! So here's a little bit of an update. Okay, after Kevin Feige let slip the new Blade movie was aiming to begin filming in the summer of 2023, asterisks required. It was reported that the shoot was put on pause due to the Writers Guild of America strike that commenced May 2nd. And of course, the actors' strike on July 14th ended up causing some problems there. As the strikes are currently ongoing, it's unclear whether Blade may begin filming ahead of a 2025 release date. I haven't even heard when it's going to start principal photography, but I'd imagine it's probably going to be sometime soon, right? Because, well, actually, no, because Fantastic Four is supposed to start up next month. Early to mid-May, so actually a couple of weeks from now. And there's only so much. I know that this is Marvel and Disney that we're dealing with, but there's only so many resources that can, in fact, go around. But yes, I do believe, what was that, at the beginning of the year, they had announced that November 7th, 2025 is when you can expect Blade, alongside the announcement. Yeah, no, that would have been on Valentine's Day, because that was also the time that they formally announced the Fantastic Four casting, and then laid everything else out with Captain Black Falcon America Man. Can't stutter over that one. Coming out in May, and then in July, had Fantastic Four. Then the Thunderbolts after that, and then in November with Blade. So yeah, over 5 years after its announcement, you're probably still going to be waiting for it, because it's not going to be coming out, especially if they haven't even begun filming the damn thing, if they can't even figure out who's going to be in the movie, what even the movie is going to be about, because here was what we knew. Let's just say at the beginning of April, right? Story details for MCU's Blade reboot have not yet been revealed or even teased. Yeah, but there was that report that was going around, which seems to have some credibility, because there's been some adaptations that would also have certain aspects of that leak ring true, that it was going to be set during the 60s, which would also put Blade alongside, or at least in the same timeline that the Fantastic Four is going to be set during the height of the civil rights. Oh my god, so yeah, you've got the character of Blade set during the civil rights struggle. So is this going to be more about killing vampires, or is it going to be more about modern dayism set in the 1960s? I can't wait. I can't wait to have some early Stones played over the top of fire hoses and German Shepherds. It's going to be so much fun. So you had that plot point, and then you also had that Blade wasn't the lead in the film, wasn't even second build, but he was fourth behind 3 other strong, empowered, independent women who don't need no man, and we're just simply sit around discussing the trials and tribulations of being a female daywalker. It might not be that bad. He might not be fourth on the bill, but I think a daughter of Blade is supposed to play a fairly prominent role. But looking in at other speculation, it will likely involve pieces of Blade's origin and how he became a vampire slayer, but the majority of the movie will presumably follow Eric as an established and experienced hunter. Yeah, can we just go ahead and get to that point? Because superhero origin stories, especially when you're also trying to build up an Avengers team, doesn't really play well to the fact that we need to tell another origin story. This would allow the film to answer where Blade has been throughout the MCU's history. He's just been on ice. It just hasn't been dark enough for him outside. But aren't you a daywalker? Shut up. Blade's actual story will likely deepen, on which many of his supernatural villains Marvel makes him fight in his first film. Yeah, because you already have messed up the cosmic stories that you can tell from Marvel. You've screwed up the street level stuff, and now you want to go into the horror realm. Well, good for you. I wish you well. But like I said at the beginning, we've had a bit of an update, and then we've also had potentially a bit of a course correction now that we're getting closer to a filming schedule becoming a reality. Marvel Studios' Blade reboot with Mahershala Ali going back to the basics of killing vampires. I can't believe that we're 5 years post-announcement, thinking that you guys already had a plan to begin with, only to circle back to the whole idea that, hey, you know why people like Blade? Because he kills vampires. I know, right? Revolutionary thinking. An update on the delayed but hyped Blade remake starring Mahershala Ali as the Daywalker may offer a silver lining in the production's fortunes. Well, yeah, make it rated R and make him kill a lot of vampires. It's not that difficult. Marvel and Ali's arduous endeavor to bring the vampire hunter back to screens may end up making its current 2025 release. As a new scoop suggests, it comes as Jeff Snyder, co-host of the Hot Mic podcast. So this is a scooper. Take it with a bit of a grain of salt. From what Snyder has heard, the new Blade film is scheduled to film this summer in Mexico, and it will go back to the basics of the series. They're focused on one thing only: Blade killing vampires. And if that's true, ooh, yeah, that would be good. That'd be really good, because Ali is great casting as Blade. I, of course, would prefer Wesley Snipes because, you know, big Wesley Snipes fan here. But at the same time, if you want to go for somebody who's going to have longevity in the role and isn't going to risk ending up in jail for, you know, not paying taxes on his Marvel paychecks, is probably the next best thing that you could do. I'm just saying. According to the latest round of rumors passed along by Comics Basics and ex-users such as Alex from CC, this is the new direction of the film brought on by corrections to the script. Until recently, it was claimed by various sources that the plot would include Lilith as the Ebony Blade, that is Blade's daughter, with Mia Goth supposedly cast as a villainess, which she would wield the mystic weapon of Black Knight and would try to use the blood of Blade's daughter to create a race of daywalkers. That sounds like AIDS in comparison. Initially, it was thought Blade's daughter and Black Knight would turn up. And Black Knight, by the way, that's Kit Harington. That's Jon Snow. And with the cancellation of the Jon Snow show, yes! Like, listen, I'm actually hyped on quite a few of the announced Game of Thrones spin-offs. Aegon's Conquest, yeah, first and foremost. And then also this June, we're going to be getting season 2 of House of the Dragon. And then also the announcement, I'm not too sure when this one's supposed to turn up, but the Dunk and Egg series, I'm hyped on a lot of those. But a continuation of the story of Jon Snow after they butchered it so badly with Game of Thrones proper, yeah, we don't want that story. Okay, Kit Harington, go, I don't know, be a brooding, dopey soy boy somewhere else. Also, don't be Black Knight. Eternal seemed to tease the latest appearance in a post-credit scene with Dane Whitman. Actor Kit Harington, there you go, contradicted this speculation. I don't know, though. I don't want it. I want to hurt her. She's my queen. The honest answer is nothing's in the works at the moment. If they decide to use the character in something or as a solo thing, I'd be very excited by it, but I don't think it's planned at the moment. They don't want it, Harrington said via Screen Rant and Comic Basics. Marvel hasn't known a consistent creative direction since Avengers Endgame, and Eternals didn't impart much confidence in the quality of the thrown-together game plan. Well, yeah, exactly, and anything that they did end up setting up in that film has kind of got kindly disregarded, and it's pretty easy to do, given the fact that nobody watched that damn film. Priority was given to female characters without depth or convention, spawning, yes, the maligned MCU, which looks like like that was the direction that Blade was going to take. But if there's any validity to the rumors that their shoot down there in Mexico is going to be a return to basics of Blade, just simply cutting up vampires, it's a step in the right direction. Parlay that Deadpool film being something decent into a Blade film being good, you might have something to work with. You just got to try to navigate the minefield that is Captain Black Falcon, America Man, the Fantastic Four, and the Thunderbolt. So it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, but I got faith in you. Not really. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.